view should be. What the view is.
Oh, okay.
Falls or the Camden Falls is coming down from a big lake up there.
This is the cutest little bridge. It's owned, renowned footbridge is owned and planted by Camden River House Hotel, which is there. And then it's beautiful. And there's tomatoes on it. It smells like amazing. Can you see the tomatoes? Whee! And there's tomatoes on like every thing. Every hanging basket. Look, there's more there. Whee! It's amazing.
In the bus, a little park down here. You might be able to see the sculpture of Andre the Seal down there. It's a large rock sculpture, and that's what I was talking about earlier, that famous seal celebrity who used to swim here from Boston every year. We're about to go across the Goose River Bridge. This is a haunted bridge, just so you know. This is haunted by the spirit of Will Richardson, who, when celebrating the end of the Revolutionary War, was killed by Tories on this bridge, and locals are so aware of him that they actually closed this park on the right here, this little park on the right, that is closed at dusk because there have been so many sightings of Will Richardson the ghost. Yeah. He would have a habit of going up to people's cars and knocking on the door, on the window. They'd roll it down and they'd see this young man offering them a pitcher of ale. Teenagers used to hang out in that park, and they got so freaked out by the ghost that they didn't go there anymore. Anyway, that's the haunted ghost of Will Richardson.
So today I've been to Rockland, Rockport and Camden in Maine. Yeah. The mist has still not lifted, I'll show you in a minute. But a good day at all. It's not at all cold. There's kind of water in the air. It's not raining as such, but I didn't get particularly wet, but there's water in the air. I went on a coach tour, a short excursion. I booked it ages ago. I think it's about $129, something like that. It wasn't cheap, they never are, but I organised so much in my professional life that I like to just have someone else organise me for the day and pay for the privilege. So yes, shore excursion was good. They don't seem to have mastered like tender operations on this ship, but I think that's just because I've been spoilt rotten with Seabourn, Silversea, Ponant and Azamara, my last few ships that had tender ports on them. Like, I've had other cruises, but they've been docked at ports over the last 10 months or so. Yeah, so you do wait for quite a while for a tender, but it's worth it. And I mean, it's safe, it's fine. On holiday, so there's no rush. You know, the tour won't go without us. Went over on the tender this morning on the open top of the tender, which was fun. And there was a load of really funny people sat with, so that was nice. Chatting to them. Obviously, whenever anyone talks to me, they hear my accent. So it's all, oh, you're not American, where are you from? And that's so cute. Yeah, so we then went on a coach and that took us around. Unfortunately, we couldn't see anything. The guide was absolutely adorable and was just apologising constantly. And it's like, don't apologise, it's not your fault. Can't control the weather. I get the feeling we're not particularly popular here, because as we were going in on the tenders, there were lots of like angry people standing on boats or jetties, like motioning for us to slow down, which we weren't going particularly fast. But of course, a lifeboat with hundreds of people on is going to cause a swell, and I don't think they like that, which is understandable. I think ships used to stop in Bar Harbour, but even overhearing things, I've heard that they've really cracked down on cruise ships, which most places are, to be fair. Yeah, and then we went up Mount Battie, which is supposed to give a lovely panoramic view, but of course we were in the clouds. And then we went around Camden. We had spare time, free time there, which was very nice. The lady recommended somewhere we all go and eat, well, different places, and I thought, well, whilst I'm in Maine and famous for its lobster, I should try a lobster roll. I do like lobster, but I wouldn't go out of my way to have it. Like, I've been on Caribbean shore excursions where they've barbecued lobster, so I've been like, yeah, I'll have it, and it's been lovely. I don't like things like lobster thermidor. I like lobster just lobster, but this lobster, wow, it was delicious. So tender, so lovely. It looks a bit weird, but tasted delicious. In a nice bar, really nice bar. I will put a, well, it's on my stories actually. If you go onto Instagram and look in my main highlights, it is in there. It's called Sea Dog Brewery, I think it was. Really nice place. Very friendly people. She kept refilling my Coca-Cola, which appeared to be like free once you bought it. Yes, so then after the trip, there's not a massive amount to do. Oh, what I did like, but I didn't manage to catch on the way back, I saw on the way to our trip, were wild turkeys just running around. Well, they weren't running around, they were like walking, pottering around. I haven't brought my tripod with me, I'm sorry. My arm gets tired holding it up. Yeah, wild turkeys just like roaming around. She said they're not nice to eat though, so people don't eat them, so they're free to just roam, enjoy their life till old age. Not as lucky. They're luckier than the lobsters. Although they look after the lobsters. If you're a female, then you're okay because you can lay eggs, so they don't want to eat you because they want more lobster. If you're a boy lobster in a certain size, you're going to be eaten. What else did I do? I say we, it's the royal we, just me. Then we came back, and I came back onto the ship. As we docked in a very tiny little place. I'm glad I did an excursion. It's nice that there's a nice little high street there, and there's an art gallery, and like a boardwalk on the front to walk along. But you can't really see like 6 foot in front of you, so I thought I'd come back and go and take some photos of the ship, because I haven't really yet, and have a little explore whilst a lot of people are still ashore, because the queue to get on the tender boat to come back when I came back was, well, it was two tender boats full, so it was quite a long queue, but it moved quickly. But there's lots of yachts that have gone into the spots and docked in the spots that our tender boats were using. So I think later on, last tender at 5, I think might be interesting. I'm glad I'm not there to see it, and I can't see it because I can't see anything really beyond my balcony. Yeah, I really don't mind the weather though. It's like, I don't know, it's eerie, but it's warm, it's not cold. And I'm on holiday, not working, so all happy here. I'm gonna go explore, and I'll show you some of the places I explore. The fog has cleared a little bit. There were like houses. It looks beautiful. A lot of the tenders are still out, I think. This literally has been, you can see as far as the end of the balcony. It looks lovely. I think this is a very forested state. Right at the top of Northeast America. I think these little things here, ooh, where's one there? Like little buoys, or buoy woos, or whatever the Americans call them, are lobster pots, I think. What do they call them? Buoyus. They're buoys, basically. Those houses are lovely. So I think I'm going to watch the sail away from here. And then I'm going to go to my loyalty evening snacks and drinks thing with the crew, officers and other platinum and elite members, I think it is. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in a minute. We're gonna go and sit out and watch the sail away first. The captain's on to the cabin. Never a good sign.
Sky with light rain. However, at this time, all passengers and crew are on board. We are in the process to record the last tender, crossing the last pontoon, and shortly we will pick up the starboard anchor. And then we will make
And
our
then we will
way
dodge from Hurricane
inside
Lee.
the Rockland Bay, following the recommended track, avoiding the fishing gear and the fishing boat.
Don't want to break them.
And then we will set our course and speed for our next port of call, St. John, where we will arrive tomorrow morning at
Promising.
6 o'clock pilot to be alongside around 8 o'clock. The total distance between Rockland and St. John is about 154 nautical miles, which will require an average speed of 17 knots or 19 miles per hour. I would like to remind you that the
like
ship's
90.
clock tonight will be advanced 1 hour at
Lose an
02
hour.
a.m.
Sad times.
Now I have a very important announcement for you. I wish to
Hurricane
advise
Lee.
you of a change to our cruise itinerary.
Here we are.
As you are aware, Hurricane Lee
Hurricane.
continue to move on a northerly course
It's all the Americans are
towards
talking
the
about,
Gulf
bless
of
them.
Maine and Canadian Maritimes.
This is where
As
we're
the
going,
safety
basically.
of our guests and crew is always our highest priority, and in order to stay well clear
Yes, we want to
of
be
the
clear of the
approaching
hurricane.
storm, we will not longer call at Halifax, Nova Scotia on Tuesday,
Sad
September
times.
14,
Safety first.
and will instead spend the day at sea.
Oh.
We will also extend our stay in St. John tomorrow until 7 p.m. on Wednesday, September 13, to allow you more time ashore to experience this
Canada.
beautiful location. Upon departure from St. John,
Full
we
speed to
will
New
then
York.
sail directly to New York, keeping well ahead of the storm. Arriving 1 day early
Oh,
at 8 o'clock a.m. on Friday, September 15.
an extra day in New York.
All guests must undergo full immigration clearance once we arrive in New York.
Fair enough.
We will remain in port overnight, and your disembarkation will take place as scheduled on Saturday, September 16. Guests will be able to come and go freely from the ship while we are in port in New York after
so
completing
exciting.
the immigration clearance. Subject to port restriction. While regulation require that the casino and boutique remain closed while in port, please feel free to enjoy our specialty restaurant, bar, spa, and other entertainment options.
I'm so excited. Another day in New York.
While we may still experience some rough sea, this change will enable us
Safety
to
first.
avoid the worst of the weather
And if anyone
provide
complains,
you
they're going to be told
with
safety
the most
first.
comfortable cruise. For guests with the Princess Shore excursion booked to Halifax,
Oh, yeah.
your shipboard folio will be credited automatically, and you do not need to visit the shore excursion desk
I've
to
got a trip.
receive your refund. We truly sympathize whenever a change is required to ensure the safety and
Do you
well-being
know, there's
of
no
our guests.
need to apologise at
Although
all.
this weather-related disruption was beyond our control,
If anyone complains,
we share
then
in
it says
your
more about them.
disappointment. On behalf
Safety
of
first.
my officer and crew, we look forward to continue to serve you during our voyage together.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Ah, interesting.